Welcome to the Intuitive Therapist Podcast with Janis Cohen, therapist, clairvoyant, empath, and medium. Listen in as she takes a no-nonsense deep dive into real human struggles and how to resolve them. Janis will share channeled information from her spirit guide team, as well as the angels and archangels, to help you master your emotional, physical, financial, and spiritual destiny. And now, Janis R. Cohen.
Hey y'all, this is Janis Cohen, the Intuitive Therapist here on the Intuitive Therapist Podcast. Hello. I hope your week is going well. Hope the weather's getting warmer wherever you are. I know it's pretty chilly here, but we are moving into spring eventually. It's coming. So that's a good thing. And the fact that we're kind of focusing on what is coming that's good kind of dovetails on what I'm going to be talking about today, which is the 3 things you need to truly be happy. I've talked about happiness before. I've talked about the things that you need to have in your life to make you feel whole and all of those things. But I want to share with you some new thoughts that have come. On a recent guest experience on a colleague's podcast, I was asked what it takes for someone to be truly happy. To have some kind of quick fire questions at the end for me to answer. And the answers came quickly to me. I shared with the podcast host what they were, and she smiled. She said, "That makes so much sense, Janis." And I responded with, "I know, right? It does, because it's what I've learned." And I feel like I can answer that question of what really does it take to make somebody truly happy, because I live it. I'm not happy all the time, but most of the time I'm pretty happy. So I'm going to get into those 3 things in just a minute. But before I do, I want to talk to you about like the one mistake that people make when they're trying to answer that question. What does it take to make people happy? And most people would look back on their lives and make note of their accomplishments and say, well, when I achieved X, I felt happy. Others would say that when something specific happened in the past, yeah, that's when they were happy. Still others might, share that when they made X amount of money or reached a certain amount of success or public recognition, that's when they were happy. That is what happiness represents. And I get it. I used to believe that too. The trouble is that when those things happen, when we achieve something or acquire something, we really can be happy for the moment at least, or maybe even a day or so. Maybe there are many moments that the happiness lasts, but that sense of happiness is impermanent. Why? Look, when something happens or you achieve something, the shelf life of the feel-good moment immediately begins to expire. And before long, that new car, that new promotion, that new home, that new achievement becomes normalized, and you begin to search for the next thing to covet. Truth is that happiness has nothing to do with what you have, what you achieve, or what you get. Intellectually, everybody knows this, or most people know this. Happiness hinges solely on connection, meaning, and giving. We feel a deep sense of happiness when we exist beyond ourselves, when we do kind things without being told, or when we feel useful, we feel good. We are truly happy when we can make somebody else's life easier, when we have something compelling to look forward to, and when we have relationships that bring us fulfillment, acceptance, and growth. When I answered the podcast interviewer's question of what makes people happy, I recalled a quote that matched much of what I said, and here it is. And I'm not stating it exactly, but it's something like the 3 things that truly make people happy in this world are when you have somebody to love, something to do, and something to hope for. I truly believe that. We all want to feel love and belonging. It's the number one thing we want. The number one fear we have is rejection. We all want to know what our purpose is in this lifetime and how to realize it. And we all want to feel like life is something to look forward to every day. Unfortunately, few people are able to experience these three things simultaneously. In fact, most of my clients have one of these areas in which they feel unfulfilled. Maybe it's one or more. But guess what? Most people do. If we didn't feel lack in some area, we wouldn't feel like we have anything to strive for. We wouldn't feel drive to improve our lives. Life becomes boring and dull when we don't have someone to share it with, and when we aren't working to fulfill our higher calling each day. Connection and love are two deeply necessary emotions that every human wants and needs to feel. The beautiful thing is that regardless of what your life circumstances seem like now, nothing can stop you from doing the one thing that can help you achieve all of these three things. And that one thing is being selfless, giving to others. You may say, well, how is giving to others? How will that help me have a relationship? Or how will that help me find acceptance and growth? Well, guess what, my dear? When you give, you get. It's automatic. You get the sense of fulfillment. You get self-acceptance, and you get personal growth. Every single time that I give my time, energy, donations, even money, love, kindness, whatever it is that I have to give and I give it, no question, I feel more complete, more whole, powerful, centered, good, and worthwhile than I ever could if all I did was base my self-worth or my happiness on material things or achievements. I hope you'll remember these three things when you think about your happiness and how to create it. And if you feel like you fall short in one area, think about how you would like to change that. And if you don't know how, find somebody that can help you. Consult a professional to clarify the path to fulfillment, the kind of fulfillment that you want. And ask for your higher guidance about how you can experience true happiness every day. Some of the things that we wouldn't even begin to think about will lead us to a deeper sense of happiness than something we intentionally set out to do. Because the truth is that you are the only one who can make yourself happy. It's a tough lesson to learn. Sometimes it takes people a lifetime to realize, you know what? They are responsible for their own happiness and unhappiness. Nothing and no one else can give you that. It's the most amazing aha someone can have, and it's the most challenging aha somebody can have. It's wonderful, though. As Glinda the Good Witch in The Wizard of Oz told Dorothy, if you remember this, towards the end when she was clicking her heels 3 times, you had the power inside of you all along. All you had to do was believe in yourself. I have faith in you. I have faith in you that you can be truly happy. And it may look entirely different than what you have going on right now. That's the exciting thing about life. And I hope today has given you some good reminders about how you can do that. I wish you a wonderful day. Be in the now. I wish you a blessed week. And as always, live intuitively.
Thanks for listening to The Intuitive Therapist. If you like what you heard, the best compliment you can give us is to share this podcast with a friend. And be sure to give us some stars and a favorable review at Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen in.